The dark night of the soul teaches you a lot of things, or maybe I should rather say it unteaches you a lot of things. But I would say that one of the biggest lessons, at least for me, has been the continuous act of detachment. And what do I mean by that? Well, basically, like in the past, I had many different ideas about myself, about how my life should unfold. I had a wish list, really. And I still have dreams and they remain the same, I would say. So that tells me that basically they must be from the heart. But yes, I had many different ideas and plans and they didn't really pan out. And some of those plans and ideas, they're not valid anymore, really, because the dark night of the soul showed me a lot of things that I don't want anymore, or even I've never really wanted them in the first place. And it's been a painful process because I used to have things that I loved in the past, or at least it was okay for me to experience them. I found them acceptable and I tolerated them. But now it's much more difficult. Sometimes it's even impossible. And the fact that the new hasn't arrived 100%, it hasn't established itself, that makes this period very, very tricky. But it also teaches you this active detachment because the old is not working anymore, the new hasn't arrived, and you're like, well, but I don't really know what's coming. A part of me is trying to say, just hang in there because you really need to go through that and just, step by step, bit by bit and so on. But on the other hand, I have no guarantee. And I think that this act of detachment from a sure outcome, or from the best outcome, because you don't really know whether you're going to get it. So I would say this is a big lesson in detachment. So basically, I go by faith a little bit, but at the same time, I know that I can be disappointed. So yeah, I think it's very, very helpful, the active detachment and the final disappointment, maybe the potential final disappointment. I don't really know whether it makes sense, but hopefully you know more or less what I'm talking about. So yes, I would say that this is a big lesson, and I think that another thing is that we don't really have control as we often think we do, because throughout my life I thought that I really, really controlled things. That was my impression, and now I have a different impression, that things unfold and it's in a way predetermined, and whatever is going to happen, it will. So this is funny, and I would say it's both a wonderful feeling if there is something predetermined. We have a life path and some things are bound to happen, or they will not happen. But on the other hand, it's a bit scary because whatever you're going to do, just you can't change the course of your life in a way. And by that, I don't want to say that, oh yeah, just stay passive, don't do anything, it doesn't really matter, because that's not what I'm trying to say. And I think that if you've been on this journey, you know what I mean, because basically there is so much that that is dependent on you in a way. But the thing is, it's mostly about your attitude, how you're going to approach whatever comes up in your life. So basically there is so much power in that, and also realizing that there is a big life force power just working through you is a different thing. So it's far from passive. It's just acting without attachment, really, without emotional heaviness, without emotional overload. So, I think it's interrelated. the continuous act of detachment, and also the realization that we don't really have control in a way that we thought we did. It's very interesting, I would say. And it's also liberating, if you know what I mean. But, like basically, I'm not at this point just to spread the gospel and tell everyone like, oh, like this dark night of the soul is so great, and basically this happens, that happens. And I'm not in a position to do that yet. I have no guarantee that I will be in this position actually ever. But what I want to tell you, I think that there is a lot of beauty in this process, no matter the outcome, because we never know, and basically we haven't known, like the final outcome, even though we thought we did. But I do believe it's a beautiful process, and one of the reasons is the fact that it is very, very real. It feels very, very real. And from my perspective, there is nothing more beautiful than the truth, like truth with capital T. There's nothing that would be more important in life, I believe. Truth, being authentic, expressing yourself the way you are supposed to express yourself. And there is so much that is programmed in our heads that, we just need to, we need to deprogram it or unprogram it. I don't know how to put it, basically, but I do believe that there is nothing better if you can be yourself. And was it Spice Girls, the song To Become One? At the end of the song, Melanie B, she sings, "Set your spirit free. It's the only way to be." And like I liked Spice Girls when I was a kid, and I didn't even study the lyrics, but actually I did that when I was an adult, even maybe in the last 2 to 3 years. And when I was listening to this, like, set your spirit free, it's the only way to be, suddenly it just has a whole new different meaning. So yes, I would say that that's another thing with the dark night of the soul. It's about setting your spirit free. And as I said, I'm not in a position to preach about it and so on. I'm not sure whether I will be in this position. And even if I do come on the other side, because I can't say that I've done this, but if I do come on the other side, basically I have no idea whether, well, actually, I don't think that I will advertise it, but basically I think it's 100% sacred period in our lives. And yeah, so set your spirit free, and I wish you all the best.